You're listening to KBC Nairobi. I'm Bill Odidi, and what a privilege, what an honor to be seated right here in the studio with a living legend from St. Catherine in Jamaica originally. The one and only Mr. Eric Donaldson. Welcome to Nairobi.
Oh, yes, Bill.
Wonderful to see you.
I come well.
You come well.
Yeah.
How's the flight? How's the trip to Nairobi?
It's okay. Kind of long, but some things is long and sometimes things are short. Deal with them,
You're sort of prepared for that, isn't it, right? Yeah. Eric Donaldson, if you might not know, his biggest hit was the massive classic, Cherry Your Baby. But here in Kenya, he's best known for Traffic Jam, which became such a massive hit here in the 80s. As I was growing up, that song was playing constantly on the radio.
In a lot of different countries, Cherry Your Baby is not my best song. I have songs like Cinderella,
yes,
Lolita,
yes,
them time reading,
but Cherry Your Baby sort of put you on. It sort of became a crossover hit in that sense.
Cherry Your Baby is really the one that put me on it.
Yeah, Traffic Jam, my goodness. I mean, you've got to tell us the story of that. I mean, you've got so many sweet songs that I loved here in Kenya. You've got To Let Me Go Now, Land of My Birth, Sweet Jamaica. What a song. Yeah. Lonely Nights. I mean, so you're still recording?
Yes, I'm still recording. This album just come out about 2 months ago.
Incredible. Yeah. I mean, if you take us way back, your career started at the legendary Studio One. Was that where the career really began, or was that?
My career began in many studios. Like I do a couple of songs for Sir Cox, not Studio One. I do a couple of songs for Duke Reed. Do a couple of songs for King Perry.
Yeah,
Lee Perry.
Lee Scratch Perry.
Right.
What a character!
But what a character! And there was this guy in Orange Street called J.J. Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I do the first well, I would say the first song that I get recognition for. Because the song them that I used to do for Cox, it was just 2 songs. And what he did was use them as special for his sounding system. But J.J. Johnson would release this song called Right on Time. I was right on time, cause you red-handed. You never get away now. Yeah, but that is a song that give me recognition.
Yeah,
J.J. Johnson.
I mean, tell us about that voice. I mean, at what point did you recognize that you've got that voice that is so distinctive? When we hear Eric Donaldson's voice, it's recognized around the world, and people have been listening to you for generations. At what point did you?
For generation, I'm feeling thrilled also because in certain countries they call me the man with the golden voice. And I really love it because sometimes I listen to myself also and say, boy, you can really sing. Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes I do that.
Is this something you're born with? Is this something you've a skill that you honed through the years? What is it?
I was born with raw talent, man. And I don't do nothing special. People ask me, what you eat, what you drink? I don't eat nothing special. I drink water, I exercise, I swim.
Yes.
I eat normal food like anybody else.
I think it's just blessings
eat
from
a lot of
the
cane, oranges, whatever, fruits,
Yeah. I mean, when I made a trip to Jamaica, it's very much like Kenya, I mean, the atmosphere, the weather, the people.
It's
you could
true.
jolly well be in Nairobi if you're in Kingston.
It's true.
Do you get that feeling as well when you come to Nairobi?
Yeah, when I come here, I get that feeling, because due to the fact that I don't see nothing here that is not in Jamaica, especially fruits, food, fish, whatever.
Yes.
Tell
us the story of Cherry Your Baby. I mean, 1971?
Yeah. Well, Cherry Your Baby was just a song, It comes out of 1970. I wrote the song Cherry Your Baby. And I faced a rehearsal with a guy named Mr. Minot. He was looking artist. So they was using Dynamic Sound Studio. So I went down there. I sing my song Cherry Your Baby. And there was a group called The Slickers. They have a song called Johnny Too Bad. Mr. Minot didn't know what song to pick, Johnny Too Bad or Cherry Your Baby. So I said, all right, because he already picked Johnny Too Bad and he wasn't dealing with more than one song at a time. Well, Johnny Too Bad was a nice song and it would mash up the place, man. It was a big hit too. So in 1971, I said, 1971, I was painting a house for this gentleman.
You're painting a house?
Yeah. I paint exterior, interior decoration.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's not just the music, right?
Right. but from the music, I only paint for myself. So after painting the house now, I took the song to the guy. His name was Mr. Daly. I said, Mr. Daly, I have my guitar. I buy a guitar, could even play, and it come down to 3 strings. So I was finding music out of my 3 string. I played this song for Mr. Daly. Mr. Daly said, Danny, because it's Danny they call me. He said, that song deserve a prize, you know. I said, what Mr. Daly I said? And right away just chucked me into the festival song competition with it. So I just hold on to it and into the competition. From the time they called me and said, oh, they picked the song, and the Inner Circle band was the band that they was using at that time. As I read this tune, all the musicians start to call me Cherry. I said, Cherry, and I said, it's tune God, Cherry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the rehearsal, band recording, and all the shows that I've been to, because they have like 14 shows around the island in those times. And every show, Eric Donaldson alone. And one thing in the show now, there was this guy who was singing a song, man. We have to pick numbers, right? And this time, I picked number 9 and he picked number 10. And when I was going down the line, and when I finished singing, everybody come out of the theater. They didn't want to hear it.
Really?
Yeah.
The show end.
Show end. And I look at it and say, well, something is really going on good, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the night of the show, best performer, best song, best writer.
Yes.
I win 3 prizes in one.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So who are you writing the song about?
It's just a song, you know.
Yeah.
Really, it's just a song. It's just a song that I was singing about. Oh, my little darling.
Yeah.
Don't you know I'm in love with you? And for some reason, I changed it to Cherry.
Oh, so originally it was not Cherry.
No, originally
So what was in the
not.
line originally?
Originally, it's oh, my little darling, don't you know I'm in love with you? You know?
Oh, yeah?
Like that. All the other things, them away from Cherry.
Right.
There was this girl living in my area called Cherry. And you couldn't tell nobody that it wasn't she. I sing the song off. You know? Yeah.
And that was the story of Cherry, Baby.
Oh, Cherry, oh, baby, don't you know I'm in need of thee? If you don't believe it's true, what hardly left for me to do? Look how long I have been waiting for you to come right in. And now that we are together, please make all my joys come over. Oh, yeah, man. Yay! Yes,
you just told us an incredible story of Cherry, Baby, a song that was later redone by the Rolling Stones.
Yes, and
UB40. UB40 made it another big hit. So obviously a lot of money must have come your way as a result of that, right?
Oh, yes, they're really rolling some cash. You know? I wish somebody else could sing it again. I'll just sit back and collect, you know.
But it's one of those songs that just keeps getting played over and over again.
Over and over again.
The line
I always get my royalty from the PRS.
Oh, yes.
You know? Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And they now call you Mr. Festival in some places.
In Jamaica, Mr. Festival, and other places too. Yeah, and some people call me Blue Boots because there was a song also called Blue Boots. It's a big hit also.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cinderella.
Yeah, Cinderella. Oh, I love Cinderella.
Yeah.
Eric Donaldson, we're so delighted to have you here in Nairobi once again. So to date, many people are wondering, how many albums Eric Donaldson released? I mean, you've been releasing albums consistently.
Well, over the years, it's like 33 albums.
Yeah.
You know, 33 albums.
I mean, when you go to a show, how do you decide the playlist? How do you decide what you're going to sing?
Well, what happened now is, certain places that I'm going, the people, them send a list of songs of what they think is best for me in the country.
Right.
So what I do now, because some of them I haven't sung them for years. So I would go back and do some rehearsal on them again.
Just to refresh the memory and stuff, yeah. And also the band has changed through the years, the musicians that you play with, right? You play with different musicians.
I play a different set of musicians. Because in Jamaica, there's a lot of musicians, you know? And it's not so necessarily a band. So I could get a musician from Montego Bay, I could get a musician from Town, I could get a musician from Bagwalk, you know? And just put a thing together. Because a musician is just a musician, you know? And relate to them what you want, and
yes,
we get together and get the music out.
Yeah, what I wanted to ask you, and this is the question that people ask all the time, is that Jamaica is an island of 3 million people, thereabouts, but the influence, the cultural influence, particularly through reggae music, is so phenomenal. Why? How would you explain it? I mean, you've seen reggae evolve through the years.
A long time ago. I know Jamaicans are very talented. For one reason, I have this story going way back from in the time of slavery. The slave masters, when they came to Africa, they took away like parsons, doctors, lawyers, nurses, all the clergies that they could, and take to Jamaica and place them in banana walk to cut banana and cane field to cut cane, you know. And sometimes when I read the history, man, I am vexed, very vexed, man, to see very intelligent man who should be sitting in his office working intelligently among people is in the banana walk, cutting and weeding bush for the white slave masters, you know. And from those separation, I think that is where the real African and the real man give birth to, coming back in reggae music.
So you think it's all an expression of what the people have gone through and the sufferings?
Yes, what they
So
call it, reverse psychology.
Interesting theory there.
Right. It's like a ride on a minibus. Destination Kingston, the Kingston. Suddenly we came to a stop, and then I look around. It was red lights, green lights, yellow lights, turning upside down. Red lights, green lights, yellow lights, to be our guiding hands.
Favorite part of the song coming.
Papa, beep, beep, traffic jam. That's what the red green light cause, you know, because through that turning it upside down. Got to have a traffic jam. Yeah. Those songs just come again just out of inspiration, because going into the city early in the morning is like a lot of traffic and thing like that.
But I mean, you recorded this song in 84, I think, maybe 83?
Yeah, 80 something.
Yeah. You never imagined that song is so relevant now in Nairobi. I'm sure you've been stuck in the traffic.
It was a big song.
Yeah.
Because in St. Lucia, it was number one in St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Antigua, and the islands.
All the islands of the Caribbean.
Yeah. This guy invited me down to St. Lucia to do a concert. And when I go down there, Traffic Jam was number one, because what make it be number one also? This guy have a store called Stoplight.
Stoplights.
Yeah. And he promote the song Traffic Jam. And his store was really a traffic jam. People just coming in, buying clothes, you know. Yeah, man.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing, man.
And it spread all the way to this part of the world. And this was long before the internet. So
Right.
You think it's just the magic in the song? I mean, it's a catchy song, but also the story is one that we can relate to.
But every song has a story, you know.
But some stories seem to catch on.
But some stories don't catch on that way. But I mean, certain songs out there, sometimes what the people are thinking is exactly what they hear. So they just go with it because, you know, it just counteract with what they're thinking.
Yeah. Eric Donaldson is speaking to us on KBC. I mean, we could speak for hours. You think your story is told through the music, or do you think a musician like you need to write like a book?
Well, I tell a lot of story through the music. But I also reason with people on a different side, which is another story.
Another kind of story. So there's different kind of stories. Yeah. I mean, I was just thinking before we started the interview that next to perhaps Bob Marley and the Wailers and Jimmy Cliff, you could be the most popular Jamaican musician in Africa.
When I started singing, it was 4 singers' names they were calling in Jamaica. It was Eric Donaldson, Bob Marley, Gregory Isaac, and Jimmy Cliff. You know? And then Bob Marley, blood up the place, man, and say yes, but I was still there recording because I didn't judge a man for what he's doing. Yeah. Because every man have a time, you know.
Yes.
And I always said, I gonna have my time.
Yeah.
You know.
So you are not.
I hang on in there and still do my recording and still making my much.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm not worried.
Yeah.
Right.
So in a way, we should not be surprised that your influence is as strong as those other names.
And even now in Brazil, because in Brazil, I have a bigger name in Brazil. They are saying you should be the king of reggae music because Bob Marley is dead, Gregory Isaac is dead, you know, and Jimmy Cliff was living there also. Yeah.
Amazing guy. He's still around, isn't he?
Yeah, man.
The harder they come.
Yeah, he's in Jamaica right now.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen the music transform, and reggae has transformed into dancehall and all these other things that we see now. Do you change your style as a roots musician, or do you stay true to your original style?
Well, listen, the style is different from the lyrics. They come in with a style that they call dancehall, which the way they are singing is the same songs Peter Touch, Eric Donaldson, whatever, was singing years ago. There's no different in the song. The only thing, they constantly playing this. But I record these things years ago also, and people wasn't taking on to it. They never recognize. You know, I was doing some recording, some rehearsal in Linstead, using that same time with, I am the same old one that you walk away and left behind. I've got the same old heart. See? And Barry G was passing and stopped, and he was listening, and like he was saying, but Eric Donaldson, that is a different thing from reggae now, man. I mean, so well, we are trying putting something, because I always try to put something else to the music, you know. Mm-hmm. I never record plenty of that type of song. Until I hear this guy pick it up. Now everybody's doing the same thing and calling it dancehall. But there is no dancehall music that is different from any music. Because every music playing the dancehall. But they're dancing a different type of way, you know, when they want to change the music. But they can't change the music. They can't change the dance. Mm-hmm. You know?
So what years were these when you were already experimenting? Because you're obviously ahead of your time. I mean, what years was it?
You thought the right thing. I record for a company in London called Serengeti. Mm-hmm. I am with them now for 20 years. They're doing song, record and releasing the songs them in Africa. The boss died about 5 years ago. His name is Mike Wells. I go to London and Mike Wells looked at me and said, Eric Donaldson, these songs that what you're singing, they're way ahead of time.
He said that to you?
He said that to me. They're way ahead of time. So, and I just say, yeah. Sooner or later, the people will understand and pick up, because the world is big enough and people getting more and more sensible every day and things like that, you know? Yeah. And I think that is part of what keeps me now.
Keeps you going.
So, yeah.
Beautiful. You have to sing for me a few lines of Cinderella.
You say nobody loves you. You say nobody cares. You say nobody needs you. But how do you do? Wow. Raindrops are falling on you. Can't you feel it? Can't you feel it? There will never be sun shining every day. Oh no. Come take my umbrella. Oh little Cinderella. Come take my umbrella. Yeah, my love is coming so strong.
Wonderful. Yeah. What a tune that.
Yeah, man.
Beautiful tune. You're now 71, is that right?
70.
70 now.
Yeah.
As I was walking into the studio, I was saying to you don't look a day older than when you're running up and down the stage. Are you still able to do that energetic concert and performance that is your signature, and you run up and down the stage?
I wake in the morning, from I know myself, I just wake in the morning. Sometimes I have a bath in the river. Wake early in the morning, have my breakfast. I do some singing with my guitar, practice, whatever. I still write, never stop writing, you know. So I don't know if that's where I get my strength from, but I just hang on to that every time.
And you've been doing that all your life?
All my life.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't take up my guitar for 2-3 months.
Really?
Yeah, but I've been working in my head. And I don't write songs.
No? What do you do?
All songs, when they are completed, they are in my head. And when I take up the book and write, I just write out a straight song.
No stopping?
No stopping.
Wow.
You know? I don't know, but my inspiration in music, sometimes I will be sitting down and sometimes I hear like a melody in my head. And all I have to do is hold on to it. Because I find out that when these things come to you, if you don't hold on to them, in a couple of minutes they disappear and they may never come back.
Mm-hmm. So how do you hold on to it? If you don't write it down?
If I am in a crowd and I think it's something really important, and I'll say, oh, I see you later. So I just go someplace nice, quiet, maybe home,
Yeah.
and try to remember that melody. Because when you know the melody, the easiest thing to come is the words.
And that's happened with all your hit songs.
that's
Traffic
what
Jam,
happened to me.
Cherry Baby,
That's what happened to all
Cinderella,
my songs.
Land of My Bath.
Well, Land of My Birth is both of us write that song. Wallace, some kind of Wallace, long time, can't remember his name. Land of My Birth and Sweet Jamaica.
Oh, yeah.
He was a teacher, you know.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and he came to me with the songs and said, Eric, what do you think about this? That is after I do Cherry O Baby.
Mm-hmm.
I said, let us try it, man. And the first song was Sweet Jamaica. And boom, and we win it. All prize, and then it come the Had a Here. So I said, but Wallace, you come with a national anthem now, man. And that was Land of My Birth.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Big, huge song here.
Oh, gosh, man, all over the
Huge
place,
song.
man. Yeah.
Huge song. What is the music that you listen to? I mean, if it's not your music, if you're to be asked, what is the one song or what's
You know
the kind
that I listen to all type of song, you know. All type of song. Reggae music, soca, calypso, whatever. I listen. Because music is music and every music carry a message. And no matter it sound, some of them have message that I like. You know, I just not just my song alone.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's ringing in your head right now? Is there one song that's ringing in your head right now?
No, right now what is ringing in my head is what I want to say to you.
Yeah. It's not a song, huh? Wonderful. That's a good note on which to end the interview. Thank you very much for coming into KBC. We look forward to seeing you at the big concerts tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'm told you're still going to be around doing other shows. I think so.
Yes, I may be doing. I don't remember the name of the place anymore. But it's like the border of Uganda. Kismet. Kisumu.
Oh, you're going down to Kisumu?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Passionate crowd there. Can prepare you for that, man.
Yeah, gosh, man. I know you know why I have got to go. So don't you worry, saying you're sorry. You only want someone to play with. But you won't get to me to be your playboy. Miserable woman, you're too miserable. Miserable woman, you're too miserable.
Oh, man. The great Eric Donaldson.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much. Lovely meeting you. Thanks for the
Yes,
conversation.
man. Yeah, man.
It's
Yeah,
been
man.
wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, guidance and protection. See?
Cheers, man.
Okay.